both in prevention and in addressing a specific stressor. What can we do? Well, there are those 9 laws of lifestyle health. Those help us in preventing stress from being worse, more acute. They also can help from a prevention standpoint, but they also can help us deal with the stress when we have it. There are some supplementation issues. I remember years ago at Florida Hospital, there's this old doc, and he told me, he says, Walt, if you want to help your patients, the best thing I've ever found, this guy's an old drug-writing doc. He was about to retire there at Florida Hospital. He said, B-complex is the best thing I've ever found. And I found that to be very true. B-complex is amazing. Why? Because when we are stressed, when we go in fight or flight, we dump B vitamins. When we're in fight or flight, we dump lithium. Now that's not the drug lithium. It's a element like zinc or copper. We dump it, and we need lithium to deal with the next stressor. We also dump magnesium. Now, let's talk just a moment on magnesium. When we're stressed, adrenaline goes up. Now, the effects of the adrenaline on the cells in the body can be harmful to those cells. God put a fire extinguisher in our system that just dumps magnesium throughout the system to protect us from the magnesium. Protects those cells. And so the more we're stressed, the more magnesium we dump. A guy came in here several years ago, young boy, 26 years of age. He came in on a Monday morning. He said that he had significant palpitations the day before on Sunday and wanted to know, he'd gone into the hospital. He came here to see what he could do. I recommended him to take a good amount of magnesium, develop tolerance. He came back in on Thursday. He said the palpitations are gone. And I said, did you have any major stress right before your issue on Sunday? He goes, yeah. The day before, he said, I had the most stressful event in my whole 26 years of life. I said, that's what happened. That stress dumped your magnesium, and then your body didn't have enough magnesium, your heart, and you started having palpitations. That's just how it physiologically works. A friend of mine down in Chattanooga, he's a hospitalist. That's the guy who works in the hospital. You know, today our physicians don't go into hospital usually and follow us there. Usually there's a hospitalist, and he's a hospitalist. And he told me he was noticing that the magnesium and the potassium was low in a lot of patients in the hospital, and that now he has required that all admissions to the hospital have a magnesium and a potassium draw. And he told me that 90 to 95% of the patients that come into that hospital have a low magnesium, low potassium. That's huge. That's huge. Well, I'm not surprised. Stress is the #1 diagnosis in America. It's going to dump magnesium. Yes, we know when you spray fields with Roundup, the Roundup, as it goes into the soil, it binds with the magnesium, and the plant can't uptake it. That's wheat, corn, soybean, and for the horses and cows, that's alfalfa. We know that heirloom seeds versus hybrid seeds. University of North Carolina, Department of Agriculture found that the hybrid seeds only pull up about 40% of the nutrients out of the soil that the heirloom seeds do. Processed foods just don't have the nutrients in it because they've been processed. The soil erosion, you don't have the nutrients there. So there's a number of reasons why the magnesium can be low in the human body.